Had me in your possession. Had you swimming inside my affection. But with you, I came second. So I cut off the connection. And now you're calling me. Holding your heart there inside your hands. You say I'm where you wanna be, but you're out of chances. No, you don't get to come back. Crying over the love that you had. Maybe nice.
Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Manda. Some people call me AJ. I'm a Canadian lifetime natural wellness bodybuilder, and I am a natural bodybuilding and lifestyle coach.
Number 205, Amanda.
Good freaking morning, y'all. The sunrise is to be completely unmatched. Every single day that I get to sit here and watch the sun come up is a good day. Let me just flip this so quick. Look at that. That is absolutely stunning. I still have plans to live here for most likely the next 2 months. After that, I'm going to start looking into moving somewhere a little bit closer to my gym. Now I'm 35 to 40 minutes away from my gym, and it's quite a drive, pretty taxing. The more that my business grows, something like driving takes away from how much I can get done in my day. Driving time is sort of dead time. And although it's nice, I listen to a lot of different podcasts. Unfortunate because I know that I could be investing that time into things more related to my business or even personal time to relax and chill. Anyways, what I'm getting at there is the day comes that I move, I will be upgrading and also downgrading in location. What is on the agenda today? Well, I'm gonna work for the next 30 minutes before I go make my meal and train. I have a leg day. It is a throw up Thursday. Tap in, y'all. And I have an appointment at kind of a rough time. It's at 1:45 downtown Toronto. I'm not far from downtown Toronto. However, the drive is absolutely awful. So it's going to take up quite a chunk of my day. I'm going to train legs at a gym close by to my house. I physically cannot fathom the thought of 2 45-minute drives to and from the gym and then 2 more 45-minute drives to and from downtown Toronto. Aside from times that I've traveled, I don't think I've hit a leg day at anywhere but Pure in probably 2 years. Now, if you don't know what that is, Pure is the most amazing gym in North America. It's a gym in Burlington. They have the most amazing equipment you will probably ever try in your entire life. And in a close second, they also have just the most phenomenal vibes. Anytime I go away and I try out a cool new gym, I always think to myself, yeah, this is a cool gym, but I'm always so excited to come home so I can go train at Pure. Today will be a sad day not training at Pure. We do what we got to do and we make use of what we have. The job is going to get done nonetheless. I've had a couple inquiries lately from some of you girlies who are looking to compete, and one of the first questions that you always seem to ask me is, what division should I compete in? I drafted up a bunch of key points and considerations that you should be making when you decide you want to compete, how to get started, and how to choose your division. Later in this video, you and I will sit down and we will do a little bit of a chit chat as a coach, what I think the most important considerations are. And with all of that being said, I've now been recording this whole intro for about 5 minutes. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, get a little bit of work done. Then I gotta get ready for my leg day. As I said, it's Throw Up Thursday. We need to digest every single gram of carbs so that we are fueled. Yeah, I'm gonna zone in. I will see you
since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. There must be something wrong. I guess I found out. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. There must be something wrong. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. There must be something wrong. I guess I found out. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this. There must be something wrong. I guess I found out. Been a while since you felt like this. Been a while since you felt like this.
That was atrocious in all the best kinds of ways. It was a super long training session. Like I've been here for an hour and a half, and I actually still have one more movement to do, but I don't have more than an hour and a half to train today. So I think I came here because it's right down the street. Very, very rare that I'm not able to complete a whole session, but honestly, my coach loves single leg. My RDLs were supposed to be single leg, but I knew that I wouldn't have time for it. So anyways, all right, let's get out of here. I have about an hour and 20 minutes until I have to leave for my appointment, which should be just enough time for me to get home, eat, shower, and complete 9 client check-ins. I know that I can do it. I just have to get home, not let my ADHD brain take over. Random thought, but does anyone else ever feel bad when they can't answer non-important text messages during the day? My brain is so focused on all these things that I'm doing. Like when I was just training, my only focus is training. My only focus right now is to go home, eat, and shower. Once I eat and shower, my only focus is to do my client check-ins. Once I do my client check-ins, my only focus is to drive to my appointment. And when I'm on my appointment, it's my appointment. And then it's driving home. And then after that would feel like a good time to answer the mundane messages. What I end up doing is I feel so bad not answering people's messages right away that I end up giving them something so that I feel like they will leave me alone. But I know that it's not a good answer, and I feel really bad about it all the time. And maybe I need to just stop. But I can't decide if the feeling of leaving them undelivered for hours on end is worse than the feeling of giving them a dry response. Somebody let me know in the comments below which is better. Is it better for me to answer 12 hours later with something more thoughtful? It's a genuine question that I'll take some time to respond to. You kind of understand what I was trying to get to there though. I was trying to get to, is it better for me to answer 12 hours later, or is it better for me to answer sooner, but it's kind of like half-assed because I'm not focused on that? Like that is not an important task for me. I don't know. Anyways, let's go home and do things. Paying attention, y'all. That is a rookie mistake. No way. I wanted to make an aesthetic like ASMR, me making a meal, and now here I am with this mess. Oh my god. Oh god. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna try to save it, so don't judge me. Ouch. Oh my god. Ouch, ouch, it's so hot. I'm not gonna record this. It's not gonna be pretty. My one clean finger. I saved her. Now, I wouldn't normally do this as my post-workout meal, but because the time of day that I would have eaten this meal, I'm going to be in the car. This is not the ideal meal to eat when I'm out and about. I have 2 whole eggs with some spinach. Really enjoying kind of burning my spinach and then cooking the eggs on top of it. We don't judge here. You eat your food however you want. I'm not going to yuck your yum. Don't yuck mine. And then we also have the apple pie cream of rice by Elevate. Throw some blueberries and some peanut butter on top of that. That is going to be my meal. I have not showered yet, but I have completed all of my client check-ins. That in and of itself is a win. If I have to rush my shower, I will rush my shower, but I do not want to be in a position where I'd have to rush my client check-ins. Also, I have a plethora of these amazing pump covers by Heavy D. I get the 2XL. No, I do not work with them. No, I do not have a code, but my friend Val does have a code, so if you want, you can use code Valerie to save on all the Heavy D apparel. And some sauce for my eggs. Combination of the Melinda's Ghost Pepper, very, very spicy, and the Melinda's Black Truffle, not spicy, less eat. Good evening, or should I say good morning. It is basically 12 o'clock midnight. While I was on my drive home from my appointment, I got a message asking to do a shift at the restaurant/bar, and I said that I could. So GPS had me home at 4:06, and I was back out the door on my way to the restaurant at 4:30, and now I'm just getting home, which means I have a full sink of dirty dishes. I'm gonna drink a little bit more water, take some nighttime vitamins, just get me ours to bed. I did say that I wanted to talk about some stuff in this video, and I will do it. I'm gonna get there probably tomorrow. I have an in-person client early tomorrow morning, slew of check-ins tomorrow, so Priority number one is to shower and get some gosh dang sleep. See, and this is why I have to sometimes half-ass answer people on text. I would not have had a single moment today to provide anything of good value. It's just life. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating as things are. Okay. Anna needs to go to bed. Good night, y'all. Good morning, my little monkey. Oh, I don't know where that came from. First meal today is going to be our pre-workout meal. It's shoulder day, and we love shoulders to be fueled for it. In this blender, I have 60 grams of oats, 150 grams of egg whites, a tiny little dash of baking powder, and a splash of water. We will blend this up, get on the stove, make some pancakes. Totally optional here. You could add sugar-free maple syrup. If I ever do add a sugar-free maple syrup, I really like this one by Stevie. I've talked about it so many times. If I'm being honest, lately I haven't been super crazy into like all the intricate sauces and sugar-free stuff. I've kind of just been enjoying food for what it is. Like, she's growing up. We love her. My pre-workout meal also has almond butter, and I'm putting together the little roll-ups of the pancake. I'm doing a layer of almond butter, some cinnamon, some salt, and then I put the banana inside, roll them up, and I eat them. Because the banana is frozen, what happens is the warmth of the pancake melts it a little bit. That serves to me as a nice level of sweetness. While I pack my training supplements, let's get into it. So you want to compete, you know that you want to do a show, decided that this is the lifestyle that you want to uptake. That is the first thing that you want to consider. Do you enjoy the lifestyle? As much as bodybuilding is training and nutrition, posing, all that sort of stuff, that is going to be the way that you approach your everyday life at the fundamental, bare level bones basics of it all. You have to enjoy those things. You've established that. You know that you enjoy those things. So what's next? The next thing is that you need to decide which category that you're going to do. I usually suggest basing the category not only on what you genetically fit well into, of how your bone structure is, where you hold the most amount of muscle, also to base it around what you enjoy training. That is going to be forefront of how you train. If you hate training legs, like you do not want to show up for a leg day, you cannot imagine training them more than twice per week, you're probably not going to want to do wellness. And if you're someone like me who's not a big fan of training upper body, then it wouldn't make much sense to do figure. Unless, however, you are committed to the prospect of spending a long time in a building phase where you're not training it as much, but you're committed to still achieving it. Let's say also you don't yet quite have the exact shape for the category that you want to compete in. Just understand that you're going to be in a building phase for quite some time to build up to the structure that you desire for that necessary division. And ideally, you want to enjoy your training. So you should pick a category where you enjoy the training style. Of course, too, it depends how long you want to commit to getting into your first show. If you'd like to just wake up the next day and do a show in 6 months, then you might just choose the category that your physical body is already asserted to. Whereas if you're willing to spend some more time to build the exact composition, ratio, and physique desired for whatever category, then you've got more time to play around with it. Another thing that you want to think about is your off season. You're going to spend a lot more time in your off season body than you are going to spend in your like lean prep body. And you want to be happy with how you look in your day-to-day life. Another thing that I would suggest though is getting the opinion of your coach. See what they think. It doesn't hurt to know. It doesn't hurt to have options. And if it's your first show, there's no harm in competing in multiple categories and seeing where you place and then continuing on with bodybuilding after based on the judges' feedback. I think that's some good coverage for now. I have my pre-workout here ready. Non-stim because it is an upper body day. Tangerine, PhD Elite, intracarb, pineapple, your hydration, raspberry lemonade. I'm gonna go hit some shoulders. We will come back. We will keep chatting and we'll do some more meals together today. Rice, ground beef, sweet peas, it's our post-workout meal. The next thing that you need to consider when you decide that you want to do a bodybuilding show. Are you physically ready? Are you mentally and emotionally ready? And are you financially ready? Natural bodybuilding, not any more expensive than living a general healthy lifestyle. The thing that is expensive is going to be your show day weekend. I forgot to take my vitamins this morning. A show day weekend, you decide how expensive that's going to be. You can either be super savvy with it or you can go the luxury way. Different things you can do to save money on a show day weekend. Learn how to do your own hair and makeup, your own nails, buying a pair of secondhand shoes, renting or buying a used bikini, picking a local show so you don't need to pay for accommodations and travel, finding somebody that you can split accommodations and travel with. I think there's this big misconception that bodybuilding is so expensive. And aside from show day weekend, if you're competing naturally, bodybuilding really isn't that expensive. A show day weekend costs you pretty much an all-inclusive vacation. A lot of y'all be going on a yearly all-inclusive vacation anyways. We'd just be reallocating that money into your show. Where it does get really expensive is if you are going into the open division and you are taking the enhanced route, because PEDs are extremely expensive. An enhanced athlete is spending hundreds of dollars more than a natural athlete is per month because they are doing PEDs. I like to make sure that my girls are financially ready to pay for that show day weekend. When you're in a deficit and you're dieted down, you've been doing a ton of cardio, the last thing you want to be worried about is also finances. I just finished 12 client check-ins, and let's talk about emotional and mental readiness factors to consider. As I was sort of mentioning when we were talking about finances, prep itself is quite a stressor. You also want to make sure that you are mitigating any other additional stressors as well. Definitely do not want to be starting a prep if you are going through a very difficult mental or emotional trial. The stress that comes from those trials, plus the added stress of doing the prep, is going to be a lot on your body. And I'm not saying that you can't, I'm just saying that you don't need to add that additional factor into the realm of all of the other things that we are considering. Something that I do look for in clients when I'm doing the consultation is I'm trying to have a better understanding of what their social life looks like. Having people in your life that are going to support you socially is so incredibly important. When I did my first show, I didn't have any bodybuilding friends. I didn't have any friends who even ate healthy or went to the gym. And so when I started doing this extreme thing, nobody understood what was going on. That's not their fault. I didn't even know how to explain what was going on. I found that made things really, really difficult. I was so incredibly alone, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally, because I had nobody who understood me or had any idea what I was going through in my first prep. Whereas when I did my second prep, I had made friends and built community within bodybuilding and within the space of health and fitness. And those people had a much greater understanding of what it was like to work so hard on a goal. I do think that it is incredibly, incredibly beneficial if you know that the people around you are infinitely supportive of what you are doing. Not always going to understand what you're doing, but infinitely supportive nonetheless. There are going to be days that you're not going to want to hang out, days that you're not going to want to socialize, and nights that you'd rather get to bed early than stay up late on a FaceTime. You need to have people in your life that are still going to love you despite the fact that you are going to be lower energy. Another big consideration, just coming back to talking about making sure that you have your lifestyle optimized and making sure that you enjoy that lifestyle, the more time that you have to put all of those routines into place, then when you transfer into a prep phase, you already have routines and the habits required, because habits are a skill. You already have the routines and habits required for you to have a successful prep. You already know how to constantly hit your training, your meals, macros, hit your water, do your check-ins, stay on top of your weekly weigh-ins, measurements, everything. And so transitioning into a prep phase is much easier because you already have all of those skills automated for yourself. Want to get started in bodybuilding? Where do you start? Amanda,
I want to do a show, but I don't know what to do.
well, step one, decide that you want to do the show. Know your why. You're going to put in a lot of physical and mental work in order to get to that show day. Make sure that you know that you'd like to do the show. Then do your research. Not only talking to other people who have competed, watching videos like these to learn more about the lifestyle, but also start talking to and researching different coaches. You can find somebody who's going to appropriately support you through that journey. With my clients, I like to make sure that they know that they're not only receiving support from me when it comes to the physical, like here's your macros, here's your training, but also that I can be a resource for them. If they're going through something tough, they can come and they can talk to me. That is my approach to coaching. Now, I have had coaches where we've been more hands-on, and I have had coaches where I've been more hands-off. I like kind of something in the middle. Some people prefer a coach that's going to be very involved. Some people are okay to have their coach just send them a meal plan and then screw off and see you next week at check-ins. Figure out what you'd like in a coach. The only last thing that you have to do is just start, right? I think that there's this big misconception that there's like some kind of award show or big inauguration, but really, if you want to start bodybuilding, all you have to do is start. You do not have to have a coach. It will significantly help you if you have a coach, especially if you don't even know where to start. The coach will show you where to start. But literally, all you have to do is start. Decide you want to do it and just start doing it. All right, I think I already said it. All my girls are checked in for the day. We are going to make one more meal together, and then I know this video is getting kind of long, but we'll wrap it up. I just had the realization that I actually made this meal with y'all yesterday. This is my eggs and cream of rice meal. Do some carrot cake, cream of rice, blueberries, and peanut butter. You guys literally saw this meal yesterday. You don't need me to show it to you again. Let's just wrap up this video. It's already long enough. Well. With all of that being said, as always, thank you so very much for watching this video. I cannot believe that you watched this video. Hopefully there is something helpful in here for you if you are aspiring to compete. If you have any more questions how to get started with your bodybuilding journey, please leave a comment down below or shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'd love to help you out, point you in the right direction, and just be your first ever bodybuilding girly friendship. I love you so much. If you made it this far into the video, leave me a comment, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can follow along for the journey. And I will talk to you very, very soon. Goodbye.